Let's go.
It's Big Frank in the morning, Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air, Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here.
It's Fire 716. Let's go.
It's Big Frank in the morning, Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air, Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here.
Up world, what is your boy Big Frank? You locked in the Big Frank in the morning. The team is in the building. We full and getting fuller. We are en route to a place and somebody duff a bag. Yes, but it's fine. It's going down, Big Frank in the morning. My homegirl Jay Cherie is in the room.
In the building.
Kev on there is in the room.
Yeah.
D Money Mac is in the room.
D Money.
The provider's in the room.
What's good?
I got my girl the twin. In the corner.
Red Twin.
Red twin. What it is? You know.
What it is.
So now twin. I want to be petty, but I won't be. Okay. Because would it be clear twin now?
Clear Twin. Yeah. Oh, that's wrong.
I know.
That's wrong.
It's the hat. When I joined this morning, please share. How was your weekend? Let's talk about the weekend.
I learned that week-long celebrations are way too much. Like next time, get everybody same space,
Valid.
one big dinner, because celebrating for a whole week, I'm 40. Like I'm tired
Oh, you did a whole week? Yeah, you.
because it was Tuesday, it
Uh-huh.
was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, you
like,
was trying to be.
and I had work study and church.
Oh, valid.
Bible study. Well, nope, I wasn't there on Tuesday. So yeah,
phone call.
all week.
Valid.
So I'm tired.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's the
Morning,
last of the
Josh.
celebrations
Morning, Josh. Morning.
until I turn 50.
Kevin, what you do for what was your weekend? How was your weekend?
Work filled. Work packed.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's it.
That's it.
School work,
You well?
you know.
Yeah. Provider, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was pretty good. I haven't been watching the kid for the last 2 days. so,
come on.
you know,
What a blessing.
I've been-
It's a
just
real
been-
thing.
Just been me and my wife.
Me and my
So shoot.
Good.
chilling.
You got you. D Money Mac, how
Listen,
now?
the bomb threats.
Valid.
That's where my weekend was like, this is crazy. So we did an event and with Fatima.
Yes. A successful.
Yes. Oh yeah, it was successful. It was very
Prize the
successful. I
support.
definitely think a lot of people came out to support her. Beautiful the way they set everything up. And the vendors there were awesome. But some knucklehead
Knuckle.
called it a bomb threat or no. There was a unmarked bag on a train
Yeah.
coming from Canada. And so they had to evacuate the building. We had to get out of there. Go.
No, valid. No, fact.
Yeah, so it was crazy. That was probably just the craziest thing.
Yeah.
My grandma was so worried.
Valid.
She was so stressed.
But you know what happened was that I was at the same event and that happened and I had took the church's speaker I let them use.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, we're gonna be in trouble because Sunday morning's coming and we're not gonna have a speaker. If they don't call us back and let us get our stuff, we is in trouble. So I told my pastor, like, how did you? I said, it's really my speaker, but I gave it to y'all because yada yada. But then I lost the fuse to my other speaker, and then the back of the speaker had fell out. I'm like, what is happening? I did the speaker.
Yeah.
And then long story short, I went to the event, was able to get it back, but I was so exhausted over the weekend. So I'm gonna tell a quick story. I'm gonna tell I worked overnight into Saturday, got ready for the event, had the bomb threat, went to the youth church event at the church. Then after that, had to go to another event. I was tired. I was so exhausted. And then what else I do Sunday evening? I don't even remember the rest of the day, but I was just didn't get no sleep, no rest. And then
Dean did a double header yesterday.
Then I did double preachment on yesterday. And I know my wife was mad at me. So mad that she just laid the kids on me while I slept. Like I'm not So I was exhausted. So that was my weekend. So it's going down this morning. Do me a favor. We are en route to some great things here at Fire 716 Radio and DCNL Studios, the collaboration. And we got so much in store. But listen, I want you all to make sure that you engage in what we present here as far as advertisement, promotion for your event. We are doing very well with our reach, and it's increasing and growing stronger and stronger. And we'll make sure that you are getting the benefits, not just the morning show, but the other shows as well of the station. So holla at me, 716-371-1903, and we can make that happen. If you're ready to do a podcast, for sure, please hit me up. I got the space, the cameras, the time, and you got the money. So let's make this thing do what it needs to do. Listen, we'll be right back. When we get back, Big Girl Chronicles is going down with Fire 716. Big Frank in the morning.
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka D Belly, aka your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio, and I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
What's up, fam? It's Frank.
And Tyra, tune in to Keeping the Fire.
Every Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on Fire 716.
What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is Big Girl Chronicles. And on this Monday morning, I really want to talk about shooting your shot. So, legit, this whole weekend, me and my friends got together and we were talking about this one specific Facebook post of somebody that we all know. And the person knows that we're going to talk about this. So it's not like we're talking about it behind their back. But no, we were talking about women shooting their shot, being older women shooting their shot. And so somebody made a comment. It was like, if you're 40 and older, you don't need to be shooting your shot at dudes. What you need to do is be waiting on the Lord, or you're going to see him soon.
What?
And
at 40.
So I was like, first of all, 40 is not old. So I took personal offense to that. But it was at the same time, it was just like, if you're 40, like they're basically saying if you're 40 and you don't have somebody right now, something is wrong with you. And so I was like, could it just be that you're waiting on the Lord? And they was like, well, you're going to end up seeing him anyway, because after 40, nobody really checking for you. And me and the person got into a debate. A couple of other friends kind of jumped in on it. And they was like, well, what's wrong with the woman shooting her shot? And the guy said, when you shoot your shot, it makes you look like you're desperate. And so I was like, okay, I hear you, but I kind of feel like that's a really dumb mindset to have, especially because, being around my brothers, being around other how much are we letting them in? Just Just because we're out here, listening to somebody else, I'm gonna wear what I want to wear because I'm grown and I buy my own clothes. If I was to really go based on what people think about me, my hair would not be blue. I wouldn't be a preacher, and I wouldn't have tattoos and a nose ring, because I would say, okay, these things disqualify me from being called by God because my hair is blue and I got nose rings and a tattoo. No, I'm comfortable in tattoos, but I'm comfortable where I am, and I understand that things don't have a certain look. Like, you can't just let somebody's projections keep you from what they think that you should look like. So if you in your 40s, shoot your shot, girl. If you like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, don't let somebody's opinion keep you from doing it just because they feel like, okay, their opinion matters. It only matters when you give it power, because you're beautiful.
Yes.
You're intelligent.
Yes.
And you're graceful.
Yes. So my question is, for the shot shooter's instructions, for a woman over 40, what is the proper way to shoot your shot? Because some people can be aggressive and I don't know. Like, what is a proper way to shoot your shot as a woman?
Simple introduction.
Hey,
So-
girl. How
Listen,
you do?
as a woman,
My name is
as a-
Shirley.
time passed.
Shooting your shot is saying hi to at one point. Saying hi
Exactly.
to
Like, I was in time past.
Come pull up. The room is open.
I was out with some family and friends,
Yes.
and there was an older lady there. She's,
Mhm.
I want to say 42.
52. Is that right?
42.
Say 96.
Not that much. She was a couple years older than me. A lot of years older than me. But she was just like, what's your name again? I already knew what it was.
Mhm.
I'm Kevin. Nice to meet you. And it went from there. Like, we kicked it, talked. That was it. You feel
Mhm.
me? But it wasn't like the
Like-
introduction was, hey, what's your name again?
Now
Something so
that's
simple.
valid, but I've been shot at, and she was like, "Yo, what's your number?" Wait a minute, you're not talking to me. You
Was she from
you're
New
not
York?
talking to me.
Yo, what's your number?
Put your number in the phone.
Put your number.
No, valid.
Yo.
I ain't gonna
Like,
lie.
I
was-
feel like,
That
but
don't seem
as
so
you get
bad, though.
older,
If some girl would have walked up to me when I was like,
I was at the
Any-
groove.
any
you know, the
age-
groove was
any
my
age before I
spot.
was married, you know, it's
Yo,
like,
what's your
yo,
number?
and I was like, yeah, she was just like, put your number in my phone. I'd be like, okay.
I'm gonna just buckle the door.
Okay.
All right,
I
Daniel,
mean, my
I'm gonna be expecting a phone call later and everything. I'll be on my phone.
Daniel
like,
was just so
Daniel,
happy.
I'm
Yes.
I'm
But
like, I'm
like,
about to
I
get a
think
text message later.
my
It's
last
gonna be
shot
nice.
that I shot, like, somebody was asking me about a specific like restaurant, and it was like, oh, I've been meaning to try that place. I was just like, well, if you want some company, let me know.
See, that's a shot. I'll be like,
that was
okay.
fire.
That is
though. That was fire. That was so smooth.
It was real smooth.
I
It
was
was
very
like,
smooth.
and it was like, yo, I'm gonna definitely keep you in mind when I hit this.
I'm a whole.
I'm not.
Shot her.
I'm not
Shot.
good at shooting my shot. I don't think I'll be any better at 40. I think I'll probably be the direct person. Like, I think you're fine. Let's just get together.
That's
I don't
You
know.
fine.
Listen,
Top of the line, cute
Cute
face,
face,
little waist with a big.
Ah.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, I don't know. 40.
So-
I don't
don't
think
think-
it just shouldn't
First
matter.
of all, I
if you're
don't think
aggressive or not.
age is a factor with shooting your shot.
No,
I-
valid.
Because
I
if,
think so.
if Mama is
Yeah.
80 and the dude she interested in is at 88, y'all got limited time. Shoot
I
your
didn't
shot, Mama.
had the old lady
Valid.
holler at me. so.
now, because if you consider yourself 40 and you holler at me like one of these young little chicken head, I'm
Right.
I'm a,
Valid.
wait.
Valid.
So it depends on how your delivery. I think your delivery does matter. Now you come with the maturity. You 40 now, so you're good. You got to come. But if you come to me 40, but you're giving me 20, 21
Valid.
wild kind of vibes, and I'm not in that space, I'm not engaging that. Now if I'm down for just tearing down walls and pulling up bricks,
Valid.
we
Just
be down
act
for
natural.
you know.
Alana said
no.
just act natural.
Just
I feel like it's like a first off,
For people say, I
women-
never shoot my shot. Say less, okay? Shot at, not shooter.
women over 40. I feel like women definitely over 40. There's no reason why there should be any trouble shooting your shot,
Yeah.
especially to younger dudes.
And 40 is not
No.
40 is not old.
It's really not.
40 is the new 30.
40.
what?
and 50 not that
No,
bad either.
40 is
It's
the
like
new
40.
40 is the new 40.
40 is 40.
Yeah.
Because when you 40, it hurts in a different way than 30.
It does, but you know what? No, 40 the new 50 because
Wow.
see, Frank, explain, okay?
Yeah.
Because at 40 you can be a great grandmother. now is more common now than it, I got a grandkid and 3 great grands. You got a what? And you've been. That's what it is.
You and your wife.
Okay,
So
but here's the thing. 40, you know, you got how you hold on, great grandparent. Okay, wait. So then they would have to have had a kid at like 14.
No.
15.
No. 17, 18, 19, maybe even 20.
22, 23.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that.
Because the kid can have a kid and the kid can have a kid at a young kid. Because we over
The
here,
kid
these
can-
gullies,
yeah.
if y'all on the line, don't judge me. Okay, they hit the little.
Fatima said we
Yeah.
out here living life, traveling and making money. Exactly.
Not all old at all. No valid.
There's a certain mindset that comes with 40 and above where you just like, if this looks like it's gonna waste my time, yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Man.
I drive my car everywhere. I don't ride with nobody because when I'm ready to go, got my keys. Like, I'm not waiting for a ride home. It's a wrap. Like, no. Who all over there? Nope.
Yeah.
Like, we just not gonna waste our time. But no, I just felt like, I felt like the guy, he was just trying to be funny, but I'm like, at the same time, you're single, sir. So not taking a lot of love for advice from you. And I know some of your exes.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, come to play. Say less.
yeah, like I just felt like, you throwing shots at an age and saying like if you're 40, you just need to wait on God. Like, I think that's kind of dumb.
I feel like
I would.
look,
That's
you
just,
at
I think you
40.
should. Period.
I mean, exactly. At any age, you should be waiting on the Lord. But
Yeah.
to say that just because you're 40 and you shouldn't be single at 40, I think you're an idiot.
No,
So-
valid.
Because I think at. I'll just be very. The person.
Shine through your words.
And
Let's
it's
start a conversation.
Valid. That's good. But if you look dusty, we're not talking it too quickly.
Valid.
That's just a valid
Valid.
situation.
Well, I mean, if you
And vice
40 and you just out here dusting it
That's
up,
a whole,
That-
then
that's
that's
a whole
just
other situation.
you know,
Yeah.
that's,
And
that's
If you're
Like
40
Frank was
and
saying, like-
dusty.
then the prime value is different. Like
You can't be
prime,
for
baby.
me.
For a 40-year-old
You can't be
female, I
40
feel like
and
it's-
only date young dudes.
Why? Dudes do it all the time.
What?
Dudes who are older.
We're not
date
talking
younger.
about dudes right
but
now.
we-
We talking
but-
about
40
we talking
women.
about 40-year-old women.
everybody want to throw up a standard.
Same age,
When
be
you
like,
the
yo,
focus.
bro,
No,
that's
we-
a baby right there. Like we be quick to throw a dude like, yo, that's a child right
Facts.
there. What's wrong with you? B?
Facts.
That's
But
definitely
no.
one of our hot topics because somebody was out
I was at 30. Once I hit
No.
25,
Marcus.
when I hit 25, I told all my homies, yo, once we hit 25, bro, we don't mess with nobody. We don't mess with nobody that's under 21 no more. Those
No,
kids.
valid. Not
Those
even
is kids.
23.
They can't even
like-
go to the bar with you, bro.
We know Frank
Kids.
dog. You know,
You know what I'm saying?
I got a
Once
young tenderoni. Yeah, I know. She's
Once I hit 30, I was
like,
like, yeah, I can't mess with nobody that's 25. No, I can't mess with you. You're under 25 now.
I
You're
didn't
a
say
child.
for me.
Nah,
It
you're
was
a
21
child.
because I was still. I was pretending. You trying to figure out life. I know where we are. I know where we are. That's terrible.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
valid.
I mean,
But,
bullshit.
But the topic of discussion,
It's the female.
is the female.
Yeah.
I'll say
So
it
that
like
was just
this.
the BGC.
That was
wasn't-
right,
You know what I'm saying?
That- but that-
wasn't-
that was-
Y'all trying
that
to
was
cover
the
our
trend.
women.
I'll say it like this. It's a lot easier for an older woman to bag a young dude because one,
We like older women.
Valid.
that's true. Dudes like older
No.
women, and also no matter how,
Because we
no
Listen.
matter how experienced that boy
We want to
man
feel
is,
secure too.
any woman that's older than he is that find interest in him, he
Badges.
automatically is like,
okay, the belt.
okay,
has been-
you know what I'm saying? Like
Not-
he
not
go into,
added.
he go into,
Yo.
I'm about to be taken care of, Mo. Okay,
I'm
whatever you want. What's up? like,
Bruh,
nah, y'all, you know, I gotta go. You know,
I
my,
was say that.
I was-
my old lady wanted me to be home by a certain time. You know
got
what
to
I'm saying?
go.
That was-
My old lady. I would never.
But that's what you say. That's what you say to the homies.
That's
But when
what
you
you
get
say
to
to
the
the
house,
homies. Good
though,
morning,
he be
dog.
like, "Oh, what's up, babe?" You know,
I gotta go on some old
What's up,
lady.
little mama?
I gotta go and get taken care of.
Nah,
I see y'all
see,
boys.
I was 17 and
Living the wild
she
man's
was
dream.
35.
Oh, you was living a different.
You was living a different
kind
She was listen. Nah,
She was petting.
She
I was-
rocking a boat.
I was closer to 18 than I was to 16.
Doesn't
So
matter.
it's
a
different.
lot. Yeah, that's just wrong.
Read that report.
It's
I'm not
rape.
right.
Morning,
I'm not
John.
talking to nobody
Morning,
about
Morning,
that.
John. It's rape.
But
still.
yeah, no.
You weren't even 18. That
Statutory.
was a that
But
was a
I was.
But my, but now, watch how we
Somebody would have called the police.
But my
on you on that.
swagger was above me.
She
Come
said
on.
J-O-J-O-J.
Right. And somebody would have called the police
Listen,
on y'all.
I was
She would've
seven-
done it.
Swagger so much the youngness.
Listen, I was
R. Kelly is in jail for this
16
very
and she
reason.
was 19.
His
Like
swagger super high.
it's nothing
16 and 19 is a little different.
irregular.
No,
like
that's rape.
it's still older though.
It's still
What's the
older.
difference?
Yeah, but 16 and 19 versus 17 and 35. What's the
Yeah.
difference?
Yeah,
both-
because
they both-
like I said, I was closer to 18,
Doesn't
which is
matter, you're
legal.
still 17.
Which is legal. You feel me?
Not New York
That
State.
When you're
Hey,
18.
Not in New York State. It's not.
It's
not legal in
legal
New
when
York
you're
State.
18.
Just let it call a spade a spade.
It's
all
only
right?
it's only
I get
illegal
the
when it's
fact
not consensual.
That is
That's
maybe-
not
No,
true.
In
That
New
is
York,
like
in New York State,
illegal.
it's still illegal.
No, in New York State,
It's still
if they
illegal.
had
I don't
found
care.
out
He said, I don't
In-
that
in-
he
in-
smashed
I don't
you,
care.
the land
I don't
of
care.
in the land
I
of Kevin.
don't care.
no, but in the
Y'all
land of
wrong.
New York State, if you
Don't
had
care,
if she
man.
hadn't
There's
smashed you and somebody reported it, she would have
Don't
went to
you
jail. Whether
care.
it's
Nobody
consensual or
knew.
not.
Y'all heard never kiss and tell.
It's not. It's not
Listen,
about you dropping charges. The state is putting charges on her.
Right.
Not you.
And now
Never
you're giving the-
false statements. Nothing ever happened. I don't know what y'all talking about.
What do you mean? What do you
And then when we leave court,
not true.
I'm going back to the
Going
palace.
back. That's
even-
just the
That wouldn't
reality.
work out because at 17,
I
they
have so
still
many
need your
feelings.
parents'
I know.
consent. So then when your
I
mom
have a
walks in
lot
the
of
door, you'd be
feelings
like,
about
"You was messing with who?"
But I'm just saying, as for a man to be able to entertain successfully an older woman does not provide for us pedophilia vibes. What an honor. Especially when it's a willing situation.
no
That I don't care. I could have been 10 and a half and 12. And hey, I want you. And she, I'm not confessing until it starts messing. I'm
Not a
confessing.
mumbling word.
But what
I'm gonna
saying
keep
is-
it. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I'm gonna keep it a
and
bean.
all these sugar babies are talking about I want a sugar
Valid.
daddy. Hey,
Valid.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. You cannot.
Well,
you
I
cannot
don't see
truly
too many of them,
entertain
though,
an
lately.
older woman,
But
an older woman
valid.
entertaining you.
entertain-
No.
That's the double
You can't
standard.
entertain
And
And it's funny.
Entertain
That's
her.
like-
No. It's not a double standard. This is a
I didn't. Who said you couldn't?
no.
So your daughter, hold on, no.
we not saying
Hold
that.
on, wait. I'm about to. So your daughter, right? Your
Pick one.
daughter turns 17.
Cece,
Yep,
17.
if
She's
Cece is 17 and
the
get
dude
bagged
is
by a
35.
40-year-old.
Right.
If she's smart, she don't tell me.
If she's smart,
Okay,
she don't
if
tell
she-
me.
But
So you would be comfortable.
No, it's not. What I don't know won't hurt.
Smart.
You would be comfortable with Cece, with a 40-year-old bagging
I'm a-
Cece.
I got bagged to mama. We 10 years apart. This age ain't nothing about. And
40 and 17
Watch
is a
this.
lot.
That's a big difference, but
Chantel
still.
C. Ross and Footer, big gaps. Okay,
And that was normal back in the
high
day.
20s, early 30s, 16, 17. This ain't an abnormal story to this household. So when you come here, talk here. Now, I may not agree, and I'll give my 2 cents to the situation. And I may not like this man, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Gone. But number 2, if you come and tell me,
As a man of
I'm not
morals.
out here. If I'm talking to somebody that's 34 and I'm 17, I'm not coming back to tell y'all nothing. My friends know, but you don't know.
Even
you gonna
them.
find out If Latanya at the hair salon told Keisha and you don't say something.
yeah, I don't know. I guess I just disagree.
I don't know.
With
My
the
friends go
situation.
to the
Back,
It's
back,
entirely-
back. I know where my girls go. Life is real.
My friends go snitch because they real close to my mama. So
See,
I
Couldn't
just,
be like,
I just disagree
you
with
just
the
gotta keep stuff
situation
quiet.
because I guess for me,
I
it's
couldn't lie to
like,
mom, bro.
And then
I
if
couldn't lie to
it's
mom.
already smashed,
if y'all
it's
cut
over,
me
it's too late
off
now.
one more
Valid.
time.
I'm sorry.
Okay, for
I'm
the third
sorry.
time, if I disagree
Put myself in my place.
with this situation, because for me, like my mom was younger, so dating older meant that these was people that she went to high school with, and I just feel that's so awkward. Like that's so weird to me. Like, yeah, let me bring this guy home that y'all was in math class together, and no, that's weird.
Oh, no, that,
Listen,
That's
well,
weird.
Listen.
I almost brought my mama coworker to her, but we didn't. But I could have.
I feel
But
the
it was
same-
a-
y'all
I feel
out
the
here
same
living
way in
different.
reverse, too. I feel the same way
Honestly,
in reverse. Like I told my
none of
mom,
my mother's
no,
friends
you
are
have
that
a
attractive
certain
for me to want
age
to
that you
wander
can
into
go
that
to,
lane.
but after that, like, girl, don't be
If this was
dipping
okay,
too
R.
low.
Kelly would be free right now.
True.
Valid.
As a
Because one of his major charges was because he smashed a 17-year-old.
Valid.
As a
As a-
grown man.
as a-
watch it.
as
You're
a man,
talking state
as
legal.
as the
But
man
see,
with the
you asked Frank his house. So what
Because
happened
before it
was-
came to light,
So granted, now not to defend Kelsey, he a whole other monster all by himself, and I get that. He's a minor because they got younger and younger and some jail time imprisonment and locked in a cage.
No, they got young. He was
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
14,
it's some
15.
stuff happened.
Youngest
wild.
one was 13.
But what happened
Y'all
was
wild.
you walked to the Hanley's household and you asked the Hanleys a question, and I gave you a Hanley answer because if they're discovering life as well, they got their journey, and I find out you're talking to somebody older, I may dislike it. And I'm going to tell her I dislike it. I don't really agree with it. You shouldn't be doing this, but I'm not. This ain't nothing new for us along this journey on my side of the family. Now I don't agree. There's consequences. I'm gonna have this full dialogue and conversation. But at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. But and if you already done, you out here popping and busting it open for him, he didn't already came into the cooking jar. Now I got to deal with the consequences and all the other elements, and that's a real conversation between the household that
See,
I really don't want.
Daniel,
No, that's valid.
As the man, I'm gonna start saying because on the Dark Knight, I am the morals. Oh, you know what I'm saying?
Dang.
I tend to go by New York State law when it comes to relationships.
As you should.
Because I just
He was in the
I know for me, if it was Jada, I'd kill them both, and I wouldn't even. And then I'll go and make another one, and the effect on my face wouldn't change.
But wait a minute, Mr.
What up, ma?
Mr. I'm going by the law and these, but you gonna kill somebody and just go to jail.
I
man.
didn't
Do that.
say that I wasn't going to do wrong and sin. I said when it comes to relationships, I go by the law. One, I'm gonna shoot him with a bow and arrow, and I'm gonna take the arrow back. So like they gonna have to really look
They
for
gonna have
me.
to look
So
for
you
the
know what I'm
evidence.
saying?
Well,
Like,
okay.
they gonna have to really look for me. You know,
Because
what I'm saying?
what's
To find
that
me.
is that and that's 17 for me.
Here's the
17,
thing, though.
18 to 28.
Right.
That
24.
young
When she
people,
grown,
when you are a
she
certain
turned
age-
18, she make her own decisions. But until she is at that level to make her own decisions,
No,
It's
valid.
sure
It's
ain't.
not.
like I
but
said,
legally,
once she
by
18,
law.
in 18, she could be
So,
in college, she could be
valid.
gone.
Because
You know what I'm
one
saying?
of my old lovers,
She out of my reach. She out of my reach, but under my umbrella.
valid.
At that point, it's a like I
She not part
like
of
I
my-
was talking to John or Josh,
Hey,
and I
Phil,
was
good
like,
morning.
my thing is, and it'll always be at the end of the day, after my kids make a decision, is you know who God is, you know what He said. After that, that's between you and Him. If you want to keep on doing whatever you're doing,
Right.
you've left what I had you at, and now you're doing your own thing. Now that's when it's you and God. When God want to come down on you, you can come
Right.
back to the house, but
Because-
I'm gonna let you know. Well,
Because
what
I
did-
know people
what did you learn
who-
out there? You know what I'm saying?
At 14, 15, 16, they've already been house raided, talking to the old head. The father them talk to them. They got both
Oh,
parents
yeah.
in the house. But what happens is they get outside the house and they're doing their own thing. Now I'm not saying that is right or is valid. And I'm not necessarily kicking her out immediately. I'm just that's, I gotta hold a different mindset with that. But it's like, hey, I'm trying to preserve you from these things. I'm
Right.
doing my best to train you up the best I can.
Right.
But life out here is real and it hit different for everybody. I know what the state said. I can put that man in jail, but if you keep running to his house, running, up and up.
I'm sorry. If my
So-
17-year-old daughter smashes a 35-year-old, I'm definitely
It's-
bringing
it's-
up charges.
That's
I-
on you.
Who's to say you're gonna know?
My main thing would be a conversation because
I'm a quick
the thing that I want to
It
know,
sound good.
but
Real good.
the thing I want to know in my anger, outside of my anger, the thing I want to know is what are you getting out of this that you are going to this?
But see,
What is
this-
it? What is it that you're not getting either at home or whatever that is that is
The bag.
getting you? This is why
Money,
you going over this
But
because
the whole
because my thing is, you know what I mean?
Legit.
Because if it's just a physical thing, then I'm gonna be like, but you could have physical things with people your age. It don't have to
They
be.
don't do it.
Valid.
They don't have to
They
be.
don't.
The-
They don't know what they're doing.
She don't know what she's doing. She's 17.
That's assumption.
She don't
She
know what
might
she's
be
doing.
learning.
But this is why I feel like it's the whole age
She don't
thing
know what
there.
she's doing.
I get that it's like, well, age is just whatever, but at a certain level, there comes a maturity and a mentality. When you're okay, a 35-year-old man or 35-year-old woman going after a 17-year-old, you are
You're the adult here.
older.
All right, let me-
your knowledge and
You're the adult here. Why are
way
you
that
doing
The
you
game
pro-
hit
no,
different.
But it's not even that. The
What are
way
you
that
doing? You are the adult here.
process,
That'd be my
the
problem.
way that you process
Listen.
things, the way you process information is totally different. You're able to in a way you can manipulate
disqualifying.
somebody that's 17.
Right.
Like,
So
where the
who's
seven-
this-
because their mindset has not matured to the level of understanding what manipulation is.
Let's
as
not
far
assume
as
all
age.
this manipulation.
Says who?
I'm just saying.
Who's to
because
say that a 17-year-old doesn't have the mind of a 25-year-old, 35-year-old? Who's to say?
Because
No,
you don't.
honestly, because but there's a
Biology.
lot of people who do though. Because
you can
there's
have there
Let
is
me-
a difference between
you go-
having
if
no,
you-
because
there's a
there's
difference
some
between
people who
having-
had to grow up faster than some.
Listen,
That's-
I'm
that's-
You
telling
get what I'm
you,
saying?
as a
So-
person who had to grow up faster, that me now at 28 is not the same me at 18.
None of
If
us
And
are.
like,
this
even
ain't your
though,
cup, don't
even
drink this
though
tea.
at 18,
Valid.
even though at 18, I still was able to handle.
I do.
That's
Right.
my problem with the pedophile
Absolutely.
part is that because it's so close to transition. We're not talking 10, we're not talking 12,
Oh
we're talking
shoot,
14,
my
we're
man
not
John
talking
done run a
16.
whole joint.
Wow.
We're talking you want Jonathan to be there in a minute.
We go right with you,
We
John.
about to take a break and come back and go get you. It gets better. But my thing is that at 17, you're so close to the legally to be an adult, if you say, to be able to do your own thing. Where you legally, you're at the brink of that. So for me, that doesn't give me. This is just my honest opinion. Pedophile behavior.
Valid.
This
It's the fact of like you're.
No, it
Right.
don't.
It's the fact that you.
I
that
feel like
you as a
maturity
you're at an age when you are 35.
I feel all teenagers.
You're
I feel like
at an
maturity
age
So,
where
based
you-
on
that was my
your
mentality
mindset
when I
is
was a
different.
teenager.
You're not thinking like a 17-year-old. Like, and that's my
thinking
point.
like-
I'm thinking like
I'm
an
thinking
older.
like-
I'm thinking older than I am actually,
Yeah, I don't wanna
because I feel like maturity is based on situation. If you're pushed into a situation where you have to grow up in certain areas, that's not your fault. That's your environment. You get what I'm saying? If you feel like if you had to pay bills
So wait,
from 16 because mom was a crackhead, you know how to pay bills since you were 16.
Okay,
You
so
get what I'm
let me-
saying?
so,
If-
okay,
If
but
you've been,
here's
if,
the thing.
let me
I'm-
finish.
but I'm-
Because if
okay.
you've been taken
Good morning,
advantage of, you were introduced to sex at a young age. You get what I'm saying? So you already know what it's like to engage in sex. All it takes is somebody who's older who can provide for you now. Like at the end of the day, it's all situational.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
And
but
honestly,
using
at
that-
17,
using that
at
example-
17, chasing older women was a thing. Like we can we can flirt with an
But you
older
were
woman.
chasing older women in your immaturity.
Absolutely, but I was
But
still,
a 35-year-old
but no, I was
woman
still mature
accepted
enough
the-
to be in those circles.
No,
So
you were being
that's what- no,
guided
but
by
you're
your
not- 'cause-
membrane because at the end of the
No.
day-
Because how many situations have you been in and you were the youngest in the room? How many situations have you been in? Whether it's a party, whether it's a social gathering, that you were the youngest in the group.
A lot.
My point. So you were hanging around people that were older than you.
Nah, I was actually usually the oldest.
It don't matter. Even if you were the older person and somebody younger than you, and they like you, they take a liking to you, and they throwing all types of game at you, and they don't stop, and they game ain't off kilter. The game is on point, and sooner or later you just like, and you take it the wrong way,
Are you
and now
saying-
you in
are
the
you
situation.
saying that
I'm
the
going
person
off
that's
both
throwing,
sides.
The person that's throwing the game is
Could be the
older
younger person.
Okay, the younger.
If you tell
You
me
get what I'm
17,
saying?
it's a dub.
I would-
Like,
I would be asking-
Because my game speak older. Like
Okay.
y'all missing
No,
it.
because when
you're
I
not
was-
even questioning my age. I've already persuaded you, and I got your attention.
No, because
No,
if you're
you can
advancing
say-
at
Y'all can say
because
no.
from personal
It's
experience,
evident.
I've had 18-year-olds at 35 hit on me. If I hear you're 18, you are not mature enough to be in a
You ain't got
relationship
to
with
hear
me.
something. I'm
That's
already knocked the
nasty.
Facts.
That's nasty.
And came in with the game, and you ain't even asked no.
Okay.
Well,
but-
if you're not asking questions, then that's a whole nother
but
issue.
here-
But
but
if
here's
you're
the thing.
I think something is wrong if you're 35 pursuing a 17-year-old.
Right.
I do.
The
I
pursuit-
don't think-
The pursuit. Okay.
Right.
No, we weren't dating.
What are you
Oh,
gaining chasing
All
a
the dude is
17-year-old?
getting is
Okay,
the
so
trophy of
for-
it. He's just
for
like,
my
"This is the
situation-
trophy of it all."
I was the pursuant, but it wasn't as if you always get those. if you was older, I would situations.
Like my teacher. in
You
college.
feel me?
I'm there.
If you was a little older, I'd knock you out the box. Oh, we ain't gotta
I
wait
don't
till
know
I get
nobody
older.
that said nothing
I'm
like
very,
that.
I'm very,
I ain't never heard nobody use
very
those
willing
words.
and able right now
I'm saying
to
not-
knock your boots off. And
I have okay,
Yeah.
so
No, I
as a 17-year-old boy,
That's all he
sex is all I'm thinking
That's
about.
what I just said.
but now, but
I
I'm
said the
I'm
motivator
going
is the
But y'all missing
the
it.
appendix.
agree because
Y'all missing it.
granted that there is the age gap that you dislike, and it is not always, oh, I'm just trying to get the bone. Because what if I already captured you before I found out your age? We've already had conversations. We already have had dialogue. Your mental game is already super exceeded. I think you're more mature. You're only 17. That's
Valid.
crazy. But we have a bond that's already built. It is not severed because now you're 17. Everybody's a little bit different. Like you said, everybody's a little bit more mature. And even being the older adult in the older male situation, wow, this is a great connection because there's some people who started off young who are still together today.
Valid.
It is long term. It does grow, and I get it. But if you don't like older men, that's just not your thing. But there are some young ladies at the age of 17, and I'm going 16 and 17 and 18. 18 is legal, so let's back to 16 and 17, who only date older men. That's her preference. That's what she enjoys. That's what she's
I feel like that's an
No,
issue.
But not
That's
always.
a
But
mental
here's
issue.
the thing, though.
But
That
not
is an
always.
issue.
That the men that have told you my age are immature. I'm over them.
Valid.
Let me go try something new. And I found out that this is better for me, and I'm treated better, and I'm dealt with better, and I like this better. It is not everybody coming for, oh, I'm coming to use you.
Then-
to use you.
Then I'll say
But
I feel like,
I'll say
okay,
this.
you're
I
gonna
think
make
then
decisions
then the
when you-
issue I guess is the fact
I
about
married my husband.
then the issue myself
You
I
gotta
guess
get
is
to
not really
Jonathan
about
Joint.
isn't really about isn't really necessarily about ages, about what is being taught to you beforehand. Because as far for me and a lot of people that I know, that has never been a thought in my mind because it has never been seen as anything that is valid to do. Like I've never had, was yeah, I'm trying to bag this older girl. I've never had that thought because it's but that's also because I guess I'm different. Sex was never something that was ever on my mind. I didn't never care about it. So because of that, I never was looking for a mature woman that knew how to do this or do how to do that because I could care less. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I'm trying to, write these poetry and do, get into this magazine at Buff State. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing
let's
other
get to
things.
some of these comments. Let's
let's
go
go
to the
up.
top. Let's back. Who reading that?
Younger men will mess with older women, and it'll stay at a surface level as the mindset of the perks
Facts.
I'm getting.
Talk
Older
about
women mess with younger men with the mindset of he's just a toy they pick up and put down when they need them.
it. Facts.
Younger women mess with older men with the mindset of getting understanding on something they didn't receive from their dad that younger men don't provide. And older men mess with younger women with the mindset of possession. Yeah, look at what I got, I think.
Come on, John.
That's a good thought.
Let's go to
That's the
next.
Come
facts.
on, John.
That's a
Speaking
fact.
of facts.
Okay. I've often been the youngest person in the room, but typically by 5 to 6 years, not 14.
No, listen, Frank.
Okay.
Valid, but Frank have been at the groove,
Well, your life is
and
different.
they hit 50-60.
Yeah, but when you was
Easy,
out there,
easy.
when you was out there,
I was out there
doing stuff,
shaking-
you was wilding.
I was shaking tail
Right.
feathers.
Wildin',
Like,
wildin'.
your life is a little different.
Go ahead.
Cindy said, when I married my husband was 18. I was 24. We waited to have sex till marriage. Been married 23 years. Maturity depends on the person. Some older people are immature.
Thank you.
He was 18, you're a grown man.
If you're
That don't matter.
If you're
Because she just said 17 to
as
18.
legal grown
Your
man,
process- your
though.
thought
18
process don't
18
switch.
is legal
If
grown man.
you're-
I'm not saying
All right.
See,
If
but
comment.
that- when it comes to age,
immature-
I'm not talking about maturity. I'm talking about he 18. He's technically New York
He's
State
technically
law, he's
legal.
grown.
Legal.
He's
It don't
legal.
matter,
If you're
though.
mature enough to prefer older men, then you should be mature enough to understand what is legally and socially acceptable.
Thank
Love
you,
it.
Josh.
That's a-
Josh,
Socially
so-
acceptable.
I just wanted to get to the point that you said about being forced to
Like
grow up and having a
socially,
certain
they mean
mindset and stuff like
on
that.
the news
Like
socially.
I'm literally going straight from my own life.
Okay.
That 13, 14 years old, like I had the mindset and mentality of an older person because I had to take care of my brother while my mom was going through some things. I had to take care of the household and at the same time go to school and do all these other things. And not only that, but I also looked older. Like my looks and my body made me look older. So at that point of being 13, 14, 15-year-olds, who was attracted to me? The 20, the 30, the 40-year-old men.
Right.
But had I actually, like, I have a specific situation I want to say about,
Talk about
but
it.
it's wrong. So, like, for example, I had a teacher in school when I was in high school. When I was, yeah, exactly. When I was in 10th grade, I had a teacher who was treating me special. Okay. And they were interested. And guess what? They were 33, I think 33 or 34 years old. I was 15. So in that situation, that's only what 2-year difference, right?
Yeah.
So in that situation, like I think about it now, I'm like, that was wrong.
Valid.
Like what was going on was wrong. But in that time period, that teacher made me believe that they had these feelings for me, and it showed me a love that I wasn't receiving, and attention I wasn't receiving. So it made me believe that I was in love with them. So much so that I would go out of my way to do things. And then this teacher would do certain things to manipulate the situation. And I didn't know that until I got older. I just thought, oh, well, this is how men are, you know, but that's not the case because at that age, even though I'm mature, more mature than other people, even though I'm taking care, I have these responsibilities, I'm still my mindset. I'm still a child. And I wasn't, you know, I'm not able to fully understand the situation. I'm glad nothing sexual ever fully happened because that would have caused me to have more problems than I already had. So I get where you guys are coming from, but I'm telling you from my own life experience, like that's not a healthy thing. And it took a long time. Like when I say long, I mean like in the last couple years to realize like, oh, that wasn't love. Like that wasn't what I thought it was. And like that person now looks, white people age bad. And like that person looks rough now. Like, you know, like, and it's just, and I think about the fact that they also married somebody that another girl that was in high school that I'm sure something was going on, but they ended up getting married and having kids and stuff like that. And he was still doing the same thing, even though he was married to somebody. So it's like at a certain point, yes, I get about having a younger girl be attracted to an older guy or vice versa. And it could, you know, it could work out. But I would say majority of the time, the person who's younger, their mindset, they are not mature enough to understand what is real love and what is manipulation. Right. And so that's where,
but then that's life in general, because then you're gonna put that at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. I get the state situation. I understand that element of it, but that's that journey of discovery and figuring out life as well.
I feel this is my thing. I feel the word maturity is being used wrong because to a degree, because we every time somebody talk about, you know, if somebody can do something, if they know how to do this, oh, they mature. Oh, how they act. Oh, he mature. Nigga could just be a quiet person. He just don't talk. You know
valid. Valid.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like how people use maturity now is based off the level of acceptance somebody is willing to deal with. I've seen this. This has happened to me. I've seen this. So it's easy for me to accept these things, which makes me seem like I'm this thing called mature. I'm not mature. I just have my tolerance level is high for life. I have a high life tolerance level. I'm not mature. I just have a high life. I just have a high tolerance. I have a high tolerance for life. You know what I'm saying? When maturity, I feel as it possibly is defined, is your ability to take a situation, to think about this, to sit down, have thought processes about a situation and rationalize.
Yes.
And we can be like, oh, he mature, they mature, I was mature enough. No, we wasn't, because we wasn't thinking about it. We didn't take it in and try to rationalize it. Because if we sat down and we really try to rationalize a lot of situations, we'd be like, yo, that don't even seem like it should be that a lot of times. It should be like that.
But the thing is, like, first of all, biology wise, whether you've had trauma, you had a perfect childhood, whatever, they said the brain is not fully developed until you're 25. That's actual
So my wife
biology.
is-
But
that's because my wife is.
but somebody-
I'm a manipulator.
no, what I'm saying is what somebody will say, oh, he's 17, but he's mature for his age. That doesn't mean he's mature. He's just not acting as like other 17-year-olds are. But the fact is he's still 17. It makes no
He
sense.
is not textbook mature, but I
Legally.
think,
Like I
legally, it
said,
makes sense.
he may have a higher life acceptance.
Right.
He
But I'm not gonna say
can
that-
accept these
I'm not gonna
things. He can accept these
snatch
things.
his
But
maturity
being able
away.
to
Valid,
accept,
like-
but being able to accept things have nothing to do with my ability to understand them. It's a whole bunch of things that when I was 14, 15, because I sit in barbershops, because I talk to my father, because I talk to my uncles, and I got family and we have open conversations, that it's a million things that at certain I knew about what sex was and all that. I could accept it. I accepted it. But I didn't understand it. And then at another and then on the other side of it, where my upbringing come up, these are things that I did not practice, and I was unwilling to practice
Right.
because of how I was raised. I'm not going
And
to
we
do that.
and we different because for me,
that's not how it is.
my level of maturity.
At 452 Spring
Spring
Street.
is because I did my stuff a lot younger. I was watching pornography at 7. I was having sex at 10. I was drinking in the back of the woods, trying to steal cars at this younger age. So I went through a season of early experiences that then, okay, now I'm at Jesus at 11. Now we're trying to clean up and do things, but I still got a storyline that, because of these experiences, there are people now in the I don't get excited to go out to drink and smoke. I've done these things already. So sometimes experience, as Diaja was saying, because I had some things happen that I just experienced. So it gave me the mature label. Oh, you're mature. I thought you was a lot older because you're not, because I've already done what you're talking about.
But even with your reference to you and your wife, you wasn't looking at Tyra at that age 10 years prior. You wasn't like, ooh, that's a bad 12-year-old. Like you weren't.
No, I was not.
No,
you were
right.
not, because you identify, like, even when you were talking about your courting part, you like, God, I was
Yeah.
her.
Right.
Like the courting process. So you understood that wasn't okay. It wasn't until she
It
got
wasn't even that it was okay. It was just the fact that God hadn't revealed it to me until that time.
right.
Let me just go ahead and be who I am and just be honest. Even at the age of, what am I, 33?
34.
34. If my wife was 21, I still would. If she was 20, if this is the reveal. Now I'm not going 17, just not safe. But when you guys presented the question originally, how it came about, we know what the state say.
Valid.
And I get what the state says. And you brought my daughter into it.
No, we asked you a
As a
question
father.
because you're a
We're
father.
in the ballot. And,
Right.
so there's something I understand. But listen, this has been, now, Jason Reed says all the time, this has been the longest break
Ever.
ever in history. But when we get back, we're going to get into the question of the day. The question of the day is, what do you consider basic in a relationship? We'll be back in 2 minutes. Rock with us right here on Fire 716 Big Frank in the morning.
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith Hope Club. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka D Belly, aka your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio, and I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, locked in the Big Frank in the morning. I was just confessing the situation that I'm not going to confess now, but you see
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I
the
was
benefit
like,
of being in the
you
room.
seemed like you was having this. Seemed like you was having a real specific conversation. I was like, let me play the rest of this.
No. So we are in the question of the day. What do you consider basic behavior in a relationship? Listen, and if you want to call in, you call in at 716-299-0013, 716-299-0013. I probably should give that number before because people probably have stuff to say. Like, because that was a lot of reading we was doing. Next time, just call in and give me peace. Kevin, just explain to us how that conversation came about. Explain the video.
So I was watching the video, and a woman said that she didn't look at if she was sick and her husband had to do the cooking. She didn't look at that as basic, and the people around her was like, "Oh no, that's basic. That's basic." And I looked. I'm like, "But is it though?" Because we put so much weight and so much responsibility on the man as the man, and he got to provide for everything. He got to pay every dinner bill. He got to pay every bill. He got to pay for all the cars. He got to pay for all the kids. You get what I'm saying? And then to say that him taking the time while you're sick is basic behavior is kind of a slap to the face, because I could be out providing for you instead of cooking for you, which providing is technically basic because you're supposed to as a man. But I feel like if
so much,
I ain't even gonna say providing.
I
I'm
would
just gonna
say-
say, I'm just gonna say, I could be doing me.
valid, like valid could definitely be doing me. But if I could have very much so, instead of making it personal, made it very much impersonal. I can DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, all this other stuff to provide and make sure that you eat, right? Because you're sick, and do all the, I could hire a maid to clean the house. You know what I'm saying? I could do all these things, but if I do it, it's basic.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say that is not basic because I'm thinking about it in reverse. I don't care to cook, and I feel like I don't, and that's just being real. I feel like the person that I get with, that I marry, they're going to be the main chef in the house.
Yeah.
So if they're sick and I cook for them, I don't want that to be a basic thing, because you know I don't cook. Like that should be like
valid.
oh wow, you really took time out to make me something
to learn yourself something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Why not?
I have
celebrated.
I got a different perspective. One, because the scenario given, by Kev is nowadays it's more of a once in a very rare occasion, because most times most people are secure in the bag to maintain the household. I'm not gonna say like now there's a lot of men just taking care of everything, especially in this generation. It's really like shared responsibility. But if I'm cooking every day and you cook when I'm sick, I kind of feel like, okay, like I don't see it as a non-basic thing, because you not value. I don't see the man valuing every meal that a woman cooks every night. Like there's like, oh my God, babe.
Why
this
did
is
he
just
take the
Okay,
right? Like,
hold on, stop. Hold on. Let me finish.
Let me finish.
No.
Because men expect a meal when y'all get home. So the fact that I'm not gonna say that you should get special praise, especially this is something that there's an expectation for the woman to do every day.
Okay,
Y'all not doing it every day.
But y'all not.
Let's
So-
stop that lie.
but y'all not though.
Because y'all,
But y'all not.
Because y'all out getting that bag too.
Right.
Right.
You get what
And
I'm saying?
all of y'all are not providing. So
I never said I was.
So
Valid.
Wait,
All right, so
not him saying that he's not saying that he was the whole shirt say provider.
So
Different, you know what I'm saying?
For me, and this is everybody's situation is different.
I
valid.
never said I was the only one. Is what I'm saying.
But the very attitude that you don't appreciate that I'm willing to do this part for you is a disturbance to me already. No, I got you being willing, but being willing and unappreciated in the moment, I can really disengage, because for me to be present, and this is what Kevin was talking about, for me to be the one whether I order it or not, to put it together and to be present and to be willing to cater to you during this time, because I love you.
Valid.
Granted, it should be, but for you to appreciate it would be amazing. But for you not to give me any appreciation because you do this every day, I get it. And if you're gonna take that route, okay, now I feel like you didn't value what I've done.
Valid.
That's just how I feel. You didn't value it, period. And now because of this, no problem. You ain't got to ask me to do another thing.
Facts.
So
now-
are you appreciating your wife for cooking every day?
Now,
Are you giving her that
let's-
appreciation?
Let's not lie, because we're in modern. We're not cooking every day.
Valid.
I'm still going to pick it up. I'm still ordering it. I'm still bringing it home. I'm still figuring it out. Like
You because y'all never know what y'all want to eat.
we don't know what you want to so
But there's a lot more women cooking for their men than men cooking for their women.
And
My
I'm not
grandma
and I'm
used
not
to.
and I'm not saying they aren't. But what I'm saying is don't take away my
Gesture.
don't take away my gesture.
'Cause-
And although I might not, oh babe, I appreciate you for this meal and every meal that you make me. No, babe, that meal was amazing.
every time she cooked, I
That
like,
was
oh,
good. That hit different.
Valid.
Smacking. Let's get it,
It's
babe.
not
Out
about
here.
the praise. It's
Don't-
about me being
Selling it.
appreciative. I
Valid.
appreciate you making me a meal.
Valid.
Selling that
You get what I'm saying?
So she said, "I appreciate you for cooking." Is good enough.
Appreciate
Yes.
it.
Yeah, but if you
Because
can't-
you're not thanking me for anything else.
That's all I want.
Okay, that's a bitter man's
Because-
thing.
no,
No, that's not bitter.
That's-
It is
that's
not
a
bitter.
hurt
So,
man.
so you gonna thank your man for paying the bills all the time?
If my man is taking care of me, absolutely. Oh, I'm definitely thanking you for that. No,
Every time, thank you. Let's go.
So
We out of here.
So if I'm paying all the
outta
bills,
here.
because
so,
no,
but
I
then-
was
no, but
dating.
then
I
we
was
have a-
dating a guy.
did we have a-
No,
did we
I
have
was dating a
conversation like
guy.
that, though, once, though,
No, I'm
about
gonna be honest. I was dating a guy who was like, Jess, I got you. There was nothing. I was like, babe, man, I appreciate. There
Nah,
was
y'all
nothing I
not.
would not do for him because he
So,
was taking care.
Y'all
of
not
everything.
thanking a
no,
man for
watch it.
doing what y'all
You
think he's
not-
supposed to do.
I've yet to see this. For look, giving
Y'all not.
appreciation for the gas bill, light bill, insurance.
First of
car-
all-
no.
Okay,
before,
go
before. No. I'm
No.
just saying
Go ahead,
that
go ahead,
giving
go ahead,
appreciation
go
for
Go
the
ahead,
bare
Frank.
necessities
Valid.
that are
Yeah,
provided.
necessity.
But let one go missing one day.
Necessity.
I get the hell rain of fire. How could you? I missed the date.
One day
And
out of
the-
365.
One step
And the
is
bill,
all I
the
ever
the bill was
done.
missed. There's consequences. I get it, but you ain't. I've been doing this.
Valid.
I've been writing this out. I've been providing. I've
Okay.
been appreciating.
So let me say
I've been
this.
giving.
So let me use the situation with my dad.
I've been selling bricks.
Let me use the situation with my dad.
Huh?
Since my surgery, my dad has been helping with the
Yes.
major bills. I've been
Yes.
taking care of the minor ones in my house. He's been helping
Yes.
with the major bills. I have literally, Dad, because I appreciate you so much. Let me take you out. Hey, Dad, let me buy you some stickers. Hey, Dad, because of my appreciation. When he fell short, it wasn't because he fell short. It was because of his lack of communication.
Valid.
So if like you say, hey, babe, I forgot to pay this bill, my bad. I'm not going to jump down your neck because I'm going to be like, okay, at least he communicated it to me. Cool. Let's see what we can work out. The problem is when there's no communication and then things fall short and then you come home and the lights ain't on. Okay, what happened? That's where the problem has. But I've had a man take care of my nails, my hair, buy me clothes, I'll take care of this. And I've appreciated him. I've taken him out. I have showered him with love to show my appreciation.
But plus
So-
you're 40.
Huh? First of all,
No,
this was in my early 25s.
Mm.
Okay.
Early
Mm.
25.
This was early 25s,
Light
26.
check like that, but I believe
Okay, but
Like this was 25, 26. When a person appreciates you, when a person appreciates somebody taking care of them, they're gonna show their appreciation. Now, if you're dating a trash woman who doesn't, that's a whole nother situation. But to assume that, like, okay, babe, they're not gonna appreciate you for the regular stuff. A real woman will appreciate you for the regular. Like, it's just
well,
real fact.
then to be real, got to be
To
real.
be
Because
real.
if that's the case, it's a whole lot of synthetics.
there is.
boy.
I
Yo.
have yet to be in a proper relationship where the man was taking care of everything. I have always had to
No,
be the
not at
one
all.
taking care of things. So when I'm in a relationship and the person is,
That's
if
not
they
true.
do stuff,
say that,
if
but
they
yes, we got
if they
cooking.
do
So,
something
I'm
every
sure-
single day
We all got
that
stories.
I don't expect them to do, I'm going to appreciate them for it. If it's something that's helpful and they're doing it every day, thank you, because I appreciate you doing that. But realistically, in my life, I have not yet had a man be like, yeah, I'm taking care of this, I'm taking care of that. I would love to see that
Yeah.
day
Somebody
that
said
happened. Because it hasn't happened. But even on the other side, like my grandfather, my great grandfather, and my nana, they were married for 40. Before she passed away, they were married for 43 or 45 years. And he took care of everything. He provided for everything. There was never anything that, she needed that he did not make sure she had.
Back in the day,
regardless of,
17.
but at the same time, it's that structure of that old school living. Like, she took care of the household, she cooked, she cleaned, she did all those things, he provided, but it was a flow. And when he couldn't do whatever, she took care of it. When she couldn't do whatever, he took care of it. But they worked together, and they always I never once heard either one of them tearing each other down or saying anything mean at all. And when my great grandmother got sick, he
Talk
had
to
to
him,
do
John.
everything,
That's
not
crazy.
just provide, but he had to take care of her because she had a stroke, and she couldn't do, he had to physically pick her up, wash her, clean, do these things. And he still never complained. And anything that she did or was able to do, he appreciated her for anyways. So I think it's just, it's just the generation. I think sometimes,
valid, because the generation now is they're selfish, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's about us. It's about me than us than we. Carl, you're on the air. What's happening?
Chevalier Dante.
What's going on, fam?
What's happening?
What's up?
I'm gonna be real brief and be for you long. So I heard
You about to preach.
listen. I heard
I ain't gonna be really
conversation.
long.
I think the thing is that there's a daily routine when you're in a relationship. It's a daily routine that you create. So if you know that this is what you both do on a daily, and maybe something takes place that kind of disrupts that daily, if I sacrifice the stuff outside of our daily routine that we created to do something to kind of help fill a void, I better get some of that good gospel praise.
Not good gospel praise.
Because it's like we created this daily routine. This is how we do. And it's like, okay, when you're sick, all right, I'm gonna cook you a meal or whatever. Yeah, and that's because I love you, but at the end of the day, I'm stepping outside of what we normally do. So I would hope that you would think, not think, oh, this is basic. This is something that you just should do anyway. No, this is not our unspoken agreement as far as our daily routine. So that's what I think about that.
Well, I have a question though, because if you're married, isn't it in sickness and in health for both people? So would it still be considered? Is it going to still be considered basic because y'all really did make that agreement, and that is part of what y'all agreed to do, and there shouldn't be no praise because y'all both supposed to be stepping up to the plate?
I give you that.
Even while in sickness, you ought to appreciate me, and even in health, because what you're saying is, because you're supposed to do this is basic. Because the truth of the matter is a lot of things we're supposed to do that we don't have to do. Because I can easily go call a nurse to come here and tend to you, and we have no personal connection. I can, matter of fact, let me show you how crazy I can be. I can make sure you're provided for and still go do my own thing. I don't have to come in this house. I don't have to pick you up. I don't have to bathe you. I can hire somebody, let them come in. But there's something about me being willing enough. No, I'm gonna take care of my baby. I'm gonna take care of my lady. I love you. And if I do that and get you back to health, and in the moment, it ain't always required to be appreciated because you're sick, we're going through. But let me know that what I'm doing here for us is something that you appreciate, and this should be that should be vice versa.
I was just about to say,
no, valid. It should be.
Absolutely. So it's
what about the reverse?
Right, because I'm like,
well, women are naturally nurturing. You get what I'm saying? And supposedly valid. But no, like a lot of females, when they see they boyfriend, husband situation sick, they wanna, babe, you all right? You need some soup, or you some like
nigga,
some
get your ass
there you go.
and then there's some people like, oh, you ain't sick, you all right, get up and do. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
but when you think about it though, and I have seen this in my own life,
you all appreciate.
So this is my perception of it. Women get sick, they still got to take care of the kids, they still got to take care of the house, they driving the kid. It's very rare where you see when a woman is sick that she's literally
is being taken care of,
laying in the bed. But
the jacket
like I
take
have,
off for
and
me.
this is just me personally, but I have seen a dude sick and dropped
It's a
had to
jacket
drop
take off.
everything to take care. Dudes are
Really,
babies when
contact,
they're sick.
we gotta
I'm gonna be
move.
honest.
Now, I'm gonna tell you why.
Y'all dealing with the
No,
wrong.
no,
I'm gonna tell you why.
But a woman can have
Because
103
I'm going to
fever
tell
and
you
still
why.
taking care of the whole. Have to still take care of the whole
I
house.
am still providing while you're sick. I am still working, putting my time in.
Assuming that you guys are not.
Now we assuming.
No, I said
No.
assuming that you guys are not splitting the expenses. That's what I was saying.
I'm telling you that I am still working. So yes, it's hard for you. You still got the kids at home. You got daycare, trying to balance it out. But I am putting in the work and due diligence. And now, while you talking about me now that I'm sick, and if I ain't got no sick time and I'm down and I'm out, I have a problem because you think it's just because I'm sick mentally. Oh, I'm down. Oh, so no. As a provider, I'm talking for sure. Where does money about to come at? These bills. There's more happening than just the fact that I'm sick. And you might about to get mad at me because my body is shutting down. I'm not accustomed. If my body says I can't, it can't. I'm not just talking about mentally.
Can't fight it.
Yeah, but when you raising the kids and stuff, your body just can't say.
And guess what? I commend the woman for the push that you were given. If my body tells me, oh, I can't, and my kneecap says, oh, it is broken, or my knee says, oh, they can't get up, my sickness has me out, and if the chest cold, and I don't have the push that you have, you mad at me? You mad at me because I couldn't push through this? Because if I could, I would.
It's never usually optional, though. It's not optional.
If I could, once again, if I could, I would. I'm not just about to just lay here and be like, oh, I just can't do nothing. No,
Valid.
I'm going to change the diaper. I'm going to grab the kid. I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to.
But this is based on the scenario of the man, if the man is the actual
Well,
provider.
even if he's
In
not the
real life
provider,
situation.
How are you angry at me? Because I done got sick. And you mad that my body don't respond like yours?
I mean, I don't know women to get mad for.
Like,
Yeah, I
like
don't-
for being,
I don't
I
know
didn't
if
say
we
we
get
get
mad.
mad. We just said
Yeah.
y'all
Yeah.
babies.
Like, you guys are allowed
Right.
to.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to.
because, and number two, if you talk about this paradigm you're talking about, home. Because normally I'm gone. And this time I'm home, my body is shutting down. I'm not feeling well. And I'm not being able to execute the task I normally would. We just talked about this moments ago. So therefore, the other person has to step up. Now, granted, if you decide to be a pusher, but if my wife cannot, I will. If she gets sick and she cannot, I will. Okay?
Okay,
That-
but all right. So we got the scenario for the married couples, but I'm talking relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Ready
Couples.
to see Jesus?
Because it's a whole different ball game
That's the
when
world we
it's
live
just
in.
when it's boyfriend girlfriend. You in a long term boyfriend girlfriend ship, okay? And even if y'all let's just say they living together, but you're not married, you living together, your boyfriend girlfriend. If I get sick, is
call your other
like
boyfriend.
if the man takes care of everything, like that's I don't know. I feel like that should be considered basic behavior because I'm sick. You're my boyfriend. You clearly see I can't do this. You clearly see I can't take care of this. But I feel like it's the same thing in reverse. If you get sick and you need me to take care, I mean,
Right.
So
I
you
get it.
drop
I
everything
get it.
out of your busy schedule. You got photo shoots planned. You got all this stuff scheduled, and I'm sick, and you got to drop all that.
well, hold on, because
No,
why
no.
would I? What
Hold
the
on.
whole? What it depends.
She
on
said,
the
I'm gonna
situation.
reschedule.
No!
my
No,
stuff."
because if you're sick, okay. If
She
you're
said, I'm gonna
sick,
reschedule my
is
stuff.
it required for me to fully I could make sure you're good? I made you some soup. I got you some
Yeah, stop making
ginger ale.
soup.
The ginger ale is gonna
Yeah,
heal
stop
you.
making soup.
And I got this stuff prepared for
some
you.
ribs.
I have to do this because you're
Some
sick.
rice.
And if we live together, we paying bills together. I gotta make sure that the bills are still gonna get paid. Like I still have to do the stuff I have to do, but I've taken care of you. I've made sure you're good. I'm calling to check on you. I'm coming back when I don't have to work to make sure you're good.
And
That
that's just
that
basic behavior.
that should be considered. Yeah, that should be considered
That's
basic.
crazy.
But my question is though, how do you respond to basic behavior? Because the fact that the task is basic ain't my beef.
Right.
How do you appreciate my basic behavior?
But
Valid.
it should still
I
be.
can
I
be
mean,
less
it should
basic.
be. But
Valid.
even I would say it should still. It should
Facts.
still.
Well, I'm
I
alright.
know.
It is.
I understand
I
that
already
y'all
did it.
don't.
It
You
is.
know,
That's
I
valid.
understand that you should be living with the person too.
No, I
but-
just said I'm different. Like
Damn, 3
I'm
years
just
ago.
saying. I'm just
Heck
being
no.
real. Like
No,
this is,
you making a point. Valid,
It's just-
100%.
I feel like as far as being appreciated or even appreciating someone, You should be.
Always.
You should not be with somebody that you don't appreciate for the things that they do for you, and vice versa. Why are you even with this person yeah, like
But it's
that
better
should
when
be
you say it.
Valid.
I'm saying like, where is the communication
But
at?
how
Where
many
this
dudes
person,
is
if you
vocalizing they
doing
thank
all
you
this
all
stuff
the
for
time?
me, I'm sorry, but if I'm with somebody
I appreciate you.
and I'm doing stuff for them, regardless of it's basic or not basic, and they ain't saying thank you. They're not noticing the efforts I'm putting in. They're not none of that stuff. Oh, we're not together anymore.
It's
But-
completely
Like-
different if you boyfriend or girlfriend.
Especially
Yeah, we're
legally.
not
Legally
together
legally
anymore
Right.
because
I
you're
was
not
gonna say.
you're not even appreciating anything at that point. Like you're not even noticing me in this relationship.
So-
At this point, I'm just
Oh,
here for sex. Like
I'll say this because my boy John said it, and I just said it. I said to my wife a couple days ago, that relationship is a business,
Mm-hmm.
all
Valid.
right? And then that,
Far
and then that,
in the part. Okay.
yeah, we far. We
Come on,
far.
come on.
Come
Far
on in.
down with these comments. Them comments all the way up there. Anyway,
Right there.
that relationships is a business. You know what I mean? And just like any business, you know what I'm saying, we have a responsibility to work at it to get the result done which we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, just like also in the business, the more you work, the more you get. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it
Yeah.
is. For me, Daniel, I really don't take praise for the things in which I do in the house because I am a believer that one, I was doing this before you was. Two, if it needed to get done, then it don't matter who do it as long as it get done. Now, does my wife be like, "Oh my God, babe, thanks for washing the dishes"? She does, but you know, I'll be like, "Babe, but that's what I'm supposed to do." Now that might be counterproductive to the conversation in which we're having, and how and to what most men, what some men may want or might not want. Now, as far as being in a regular relationship, if we in a regular relationship, I feel
Regular boyfriend, girlfriend.
Boyfriend,
not married,
girlfriend.
Not sanctioned by God, not ordained by
we
him.
not married, we not engaged, none of that, just boyfriend and girlfriend, then I think it's a little different because for the fact that we ain't together, anything that anybody do for anybody is extra. So, you know, then everybody deserves a, yo, thanks, babe, for going to McDonald's for me. You ain't had to do all that. You know what I'm saying?
Valid.
Or, oh, babe, you wash my car. Oh my God, thanks. You know, like all those things, any little thing. Oh, you bought me a teddy bear. You ain't have to. We just boyfriend and girlfriend. We ain't. You know what I'm saying? No, this is what I'm. But see, no. But this is what I'm saying. If we are
Boyfriend and girlfriend, there's certain obligations.
right,
Yeah,
if we,
but
no. But this is what I'm saying. Those obligations,
man that
those
finds a wife,
obligations that you talking
not a
about,
girlfriend.
those are based on whatever y'all have a conversation about. I'm talking about as a generic two people. We like each other. We in a relationship. We don't live together. We don't have no kids together.
You got your own.
You got your
I
own.
help
I
you.
got my own. So anything I do for you
Is
is extra. Anything you do for me is extra because I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. And I don't know because I'm pretty sure it's not for a lot of females. I don't know, but
But keep it
for a
100.
lot of
Right. Keep it a
for a lot of dudes, and I still was kind of struggling with this in the beginning when I was in my regular relationship. If I really needed something and I didn't have it, I still was calling my parents. Like,
Valid.
also like, mommy, daddy.
okay, so I'm gonna
what's up?
just
Yo,
be
you
real
got $100 real fast You
for
know
the
what I'm saying?
people that is not married at this table,
You know
which
what
is
I'm
only
saying?
2 people not married at this table. 3 people, excuse me, I'm sorry. But what I'm saying is that I think as far as boyfriend and girlfriend go, there's still a level of expectation.
But
If-
but
if
that's
you
what
are-
you but yo, that's your level of expectations.
I
That's
think
not
that's
what
across the
anybody's
board.
guaranteed
I
to
think
have.
that's
That's
if you
But
are
that's
in a
between y'all two.
relationship,
That's
if
not
you are,
across
if
the
you
board.
say to
That's not
me,
with everybody.
I want you to be
the basic
my
requirements
girl, like
Okay.
you gonna be
having
my
a-
girl.
Let's
we
establish
ain't
what
married
the
yet.
basic requirements
No,
for boyfriend and girlfriend
look,
are.
the
Not
basic-
sickness and health.
In
You
the
sick?
next
I'm leaving.
the
Valid.
basic,
we just break
the
for
basic
a second,
requirements
just
of the basic requirements of just, you know,
30-minute breaks.
spending time with each other. You know what I'm saying? If you helping you when you need something, you helping me when I need something. You know what I'm saying? and that we show general affection toward each other and that we ain't cheating.
Yeah. Listen, it's going down Fire 716 Radio. We'll be back. This conversation is continuing. So Fatima, pull up if you outside, get in here. It's going down Fire 716 Radio. We'll be back in 2 minutes. It's going down.
One decision. This will make for one epic movie.
I am Barnabas Matthews. I represent Sector 716, and the COVID-19 virus will not take us out. We will conquer. We will win. They thought it had us, but it did not. And we will not lose or be defeated. I am Barnabas Matthews, and we will not be defeated.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith Hope Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Oh, yes, she did.
Your boy Fire 716, your boy Big Frank, like to the Big Frank in the morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this may find you in the world and in the universe under conspiracy series in Africa, in the caves of the Grand Canyon, that's across
in the
waters.
balloons that the Chinese people keep.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a show coming to y'all soon, so I'm excited for that. The conversation has been very intense on this beautiful Monday morning. Just what do we consider basic behavior in a relationship? And we were just getting ready to identify, if you will,
the guidelines.
What are the guidelines of boyfriend, girlfriend relationship? What are those guidelines? What are those?
So if you are okay, so
I feel like
as soon as you ask somebody, you say, yes, I want you to be my man. Yes, I want you to be my woman in this relationship. So I want you to take it our dating a little bit more serious. At this point now, there's no longer all these other options. I'm your main squeeze. I'm your main focus right now. We working towards something. Okay. So at that point, things do change and the expectations change. Now, if you are for me, I'm for you. We ain't married yet. So, we ain't doing full married people stuff, but we in a relationship. We're serious. I definitely think certain things do become a little bit more basic, and there are certain things that are more appreciative, but it's basic. If I'm sick or whatever and you take care of me, that's basic. We already said that, but I also said if also too, not just that, like if you have kids and I don't have kids or vice versa, and now we're in a relationship, my expectations for if you have kids and I don't, we're together now. Now your kids, they're not my kids, they're not my stepkids yet, but there are a little bit more of a responsibilities that I'm gonna have towards them, and vice versa. I feel like like it's just that not these ain't my full stepkids now.
I don't think it has to be that way. If that's something that you would be like, okay, I'm gonna do it. That's
I mean, but it's setting the stage for. But see, that's a problem. Yeah, if you
no, it's not, because
if you a man that
No, when you're in a relationship, why would you not want to see if they're
right
compatible with your kids or not?
Yeah,
because just because we dating, that means just because we in a relationship, don't mean we gonna last.
So then my question is, what is your purpose for dating if it's not to enter into a long-term marriage?
So because things happen in relationships. Things happen in relationships.
Well, no,
valid.
there's a difference between dating and being in a relationship.
Just because you've evolved from dating, okay, I really want to find out more details now. I got some information from you. I like that information. Now we're gonna make it more exclusive between you and I. Now let us begin to grow some more and see where we're at before I feel comfortable enough to bring you to introduce it.
No, because it's different stages. You got talking stages.
We
Okay,
passed
so-
talking. We passed.
So you got the dating stage, then you jump into the relationship.
Yeah.
And then you start to find out things about this person, not because you're spending more time together.
Right.
And now, that's a red flag. Oh, that's another red flag. I might not want this person around my son. I may
Okay.
not want this person around my daughter.
No, but she asked the question if you guys were dating. Did I? Okay, maybe I missed it because I thought she asked the question if you were in a relationship for.
That's
a
what I'm talking
while.
about.
No, like for a while.
Really,
Why
nobody
wouldn't you-
defined a while.
Right. How long is this relationship, hypothetically?
I mean,
How long y'all
I
y'all been in a relationship for 2 years and you still ain't met kids?
You don't want you. You're not,
Then you're not fully committed at that point.
I
But
mean,
if it's like if it take a year for you to meet the kid, if it take you a year to meet the kid, I don't find that a problem. I don't see that a problem.
I think that I just can't agree with that because I feel like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, like if we talking and then we are dating, like you say, if we're talking then we're dating, right? Then we make this into a full relationship. Now, in our dating and talking stage, you let me know you have kids and
Mhm.
all that jazz. Have not met the kids, that's fine. Maybe you show me a picture, woody woo, whatever. Okay, but now we're in a relationship. You have stepped it up. Now I'm going to be expecting you to introduce me to your children because I'm going to be around. We going to family functions together. We going to party. We're doing things together. We're grocery shopping together. We're doing all these things together. Why would you not
tell you why.
introduce me to your children? That don't make sense to
It
me.
makes sense to me because number one, we just got out of this phase now, and we're talking, and I'm no problem with my family. This might come with this. My children come with more information. Those are my. I give them high value in my life.
Right.
Granted, and you ain't number one for this journey.
Valid.
I've talked to somebody else. I dated them. I've introduced them. Now they're gone. Oh, they didn't make it. And if this is the pattern that I've come across, that they're not surviving long term, there's no need to keep introducing these women to my children. So I'm going to wait until I am more confident that you know what I'm more comfortable now. That I believe that you know what this is possibly really be somebody I can really see myself with long term. That's all. That's like that.
So I feel like
a
the
man
time.
really kind of really knows. It doesn't
Valid.
take 2 years to figure out.
That's what I was getting ready
valid.
to say. If I haven't met your kids in 2 years,
You're
then
not
why
really-
are we breaking up? Why are we together? Yeah. What's the point of
you're
being
in a relationship,
but
you're just not top tier. I'm gonna say this out here.
Mm.
I'm gonna say that you right.
Valid.
You haven't shown. You just stand up. It's a kid. I don't see it yet. That's just it. Do I like you? Yes. Good conversation. Absolutely. Do I love being with you right now? Yes. Are we together as a couple going out, being solo together? I love that, but I don't see you yet to meet them yet.
I'm
Valid.
gonna just be honest.
My mentality with children is that once you meet my children, no matter what, you're going to form a relationship
Right.
with my children. And from there on, no matter what we do, I, as a person, would be wrong to try to sever your relationship with my children after we may or may not work out. Now, this is what I'm saying because kids are people that
That's
have
valid.
relationships or whatever. You know what I mean? You could have been super nice to my kids. We didn't work out. That had nothing to do with my children.
Valid.
And that got nothing to do with you still being nice to my children. Or my children want to talk to you or be like,
Valid.
you know what I'm saying? So I take my time as far as the kids go for the simple fact that once you I need to know that our relationship,
Valid.
at least for me on my end, I need to know on my end that I am staying in this relationship, even if later on you feel different. I need to make up in my mind that no matter what, from this point on, I'm gonna stay in this relationship because once I introduce my kids, now you're in a relationship with me, and now you're in a relationship with my kids. And if our relationship don't work, I need to be okay with the fact that I cannot sever a relationship you have with my children.
However, okay, I get that. That's all gravy. But if you have children and you're talking to somebody, right? You're in the talking stages and then you're getting into the dating stages. You should not be just going dating and then just jumping like, okay, we dated for 2 weeks. Now we in a relationship, because that's not enough time for you to figure out. But that's not enough time for you to figure
But
out.
I'll say,
I feel like you need to be dating.
But I'll say this though,
Yeah.
like I'll say
No, valid.
I'll say this because as a product of somebody who my dad brought lots of females around, I would have preferred him had been in a long-term serious relationship with these women before he brought them home, because they formed bonds with me. No, and my dad knew he wasn't going to stay with these women for a long time. He brought them home, and it was like, oh, I finally got somebody that I have a connection with. And then my dad be like, oh no, I'm a friend zone you, but now you got to bond with the kid. I would prefer you take your time and know that this is it to bring you around my kids than to have somebody come like, oh, okay, we've been dating for like, 3-4 months. Oh, I'm gonna introduce you to my kids, and you don't even know if it's gonna be long term. Because
Right.
I had I had bonds with at least 6 different women that my dad dated. He ain't married none of them, and it was awkward for me. So I actually understand somebody saying, "I'm gonna wait to bring you around my kids," because that kid may be yearning for something that you're offering, but if it's premature, then it affects the child.
Right. And now I look bad because now it seems as if I took that away from them.
Yeah.
I have to sit down and have conversations with them every once in a while about how they feel, because this is happening. You know what I'm saying? That's why.
But I feel
Kids
like
internalize everything. Be like, was it me?
But
Was
see,
it
this
me?
is why I feel like it's important that the dating stage, when you are dating and kind of start to narrow it down and be like, okay, you know what, I'm really feeling this person. I might get into a relationship with this person. You need to know before you even get into that relationship, okay, maybe you know what, maybe I do feel a little comfortable with introducing them, so that when we get into the relationship, give it a couple months, see how things go. But after that, if in those couple of months things ain't going the way you expect them to be, you end the relationship. Okay.
But you might be good to me, but I still don't see it for them.
No, because that's a
Like,
waste of time.
It's not a waste of time.
It's
because
not a waste of time because
you might reveal some things about. Listen, time reveals things. It just does.
Yeah.
And I might not see those qualities in the beginning. I mean, they may not be there, but we're talking, we're engaging now, and I've decided that it's just me and you. I don't let go of the pieces. I don't let go of my options. I just gather the information, and I chose you. Now that I chose you, we have got to another phase, but I'm not yet ready, and you can't force me. Like I wouldn't force you to introduce my children on my timeline.
No, valid.
Like valid. If the people I mess with it,
Well, I'm gonna take it a step further because I don't even want to date nobody.
We gonna talk to the.
We gotta.
So we'll read the comments. Let's put the camera here so
Of the kids.
we can look.
Camera where?
Do this camera.
Oh, right.
Okay, so read the comments.
All right, we got. They call me Slide.
Start up.
So we read a couple of these joints. All right. Jonathan said a relationship is a business. Is your priority to make sure your business goes bankrupt or be successful? A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. Where one lacks, the other must stand up, and vice versa.
Amen.
That is valid. Back in the day, men paid all the bills, but it's 2023 now. It's not like that anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I need to be me an old school man that's not
Women
old.
is the most educated nowadays. She makes more money, so she is definitely paying some bills, handling the kids and handling her man. All right.
Statistically, that is true.
That's a fact.
No, like recent research.
As women
they
get
said
the
are
most
the
educated, I can
Getting
definitely
educated,
agree
not,
with
not
that.
getting the most paid because you got psycho's pregnancy and you leaving.
What?
As an employer, that's why some of the women pay less, because you might get pregnant and you can leave, and I still got to pay and cover that. I'm sorry. Forgive me. It's my head. Go ahead.
Eric said married behavior and boyfriend and girlfriend behavior is completely
100%.
No, that's valid.
I agree.
Some rules do not apply.
Oh, she put in the car in park. I didn't. You wasn't coming. That just means that she was
She's
driving
trying
and you
to
pulled
interact
over.
more. Okay. The dating stage should be at least 6 months.
Honestly, you know what? I feel like as a person who is single, who has been talking and different things like that. I do agree with that because I have had relationships. Clearly, because I'm single again, none of those jumping into relationships worked out. I feel like dating should be longer. You should be taking your time to truly get to know this person, even if you are like talking to whoever. But if this is the person that you're interested in, you really should be paying attention to how they act when you're just dating, and then take it, because jumping into relationships, it could work for some people. I've seen it work. I know this girl right now. They just had a baby together. They've been together. They was each other's first in school. They graduated together. They moved in together. All that stuff first,
Got you.
and it's great. But at the end of the day, that jumping into relationships is just not healthy for neither person.
It's toxic.
Yeah, what else we got?
Fatima said we need to see each other in every season.
Yeah.
Because people change in different seasons.
I'm gonna interrupt her.
I need to make sure you're good before you meet my kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dante says if the person is completely toxic, you will not interact with my children after we separate. Facts, time revealed.
No, valid. And because I've been Papa Frank. Not all the kids. No, that storyline just sounds bad.
Community dad.
In
Papa
general.
Frank.
Not even that, but it's just
Absolutely
the fact
terrible.
that the storyline was just set off wrong. Not even just that phrase, but I was with someone, and the hardest part wasn't just detaching from her, but the kids, because I'm good at being Papa Frank, community dad, my swagger. No, but like the disconnect that requires with that, and I wish I never met them. Like I wouldn't have that bond with them because it comes a part of this disconnecting, whatever. So
I agree. I feel like I personally don't, and this is not an offense, but I just don't want to date somebody that has kids. And that's just being real. I don't have kids.
That's very
I don't want to date
understandable.
somebody. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like,
very fine.
and I've been through like where I've dated people that had kids, and I've been through that, and I just. First off, baby mama drama, okay, and then even this person, because what I also didn't like
Some
was
people
they
don't have
were
baby mama
they were
drama.
kind of a deadbeat to some of their
That's
kids.
cool.
How I look being with you and you a deadbeat to your kids? No,
Man, if every woman has that mentality,
But no, and my wife was the same way. She was like, bro, if you had kids, we would not be dating.
keep talking.
She was like, we would not be talking, like, and I was like, why? She was like, because that takes away from my time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's valid. And I'm glad I don't have kids.
I am at the reality that to be the guy without kids at my age.
But no,
hoping you're back. Can you hear us?
But no, I definitely get that. And I'm just
Not even out here living his
for-
best life.
like I've been in a relationship and gets attached to the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And granted, I'm a good cutter offer. You know what I'm saying? So like when I'm done, everything connected to you gotta go.
Right.
And only because, and it's not a shot to the kids because the kids did nothing to me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But I still got feelings for you. You see what I'm saying? So if your kids and I are still interacting, it's still a connection to you. You get what I'm saying? And it makes it harder to sever.
And then it has the potential to cause more issues when I go to journey to the next. Because
Valid.
now that
Why are you still talking to her
I just
kids?
stayed connected and
Oh,
stayed
man.
apart, and now I'm on to the next one. Why you still around? She was Jonathan,
Valid.
Peter, and Joe. Okay, so it's a
It
chain
does. It
reaction.
is kind of crappy. I dated somebody with kids, and the kids had a bond with me. All three kids had a bond with me, and when we broke up, like the oldest daughter still had my phone number and was like calling me.
Yeah.
Like, this is what happened to D-Man. This is what we're homeless now. Like,
Wow.
like she was like, could you come get me? Because I can't stay here. Like,
Oh, damn.
I don't feel safe at the homeless shelter that we're at. Can you? She was like, she was pretty much like, forget this person. Can you come get the kids?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and at that point, like, it was hard for me because like the helper in me is like, I don't really care about the ex, but like, I'll come get the kids.
No, valid.
like, but it was to the point that it became hard for me because it was like the place where they were staying at certain homeless shelters. Like, if you have a car, they'll tell you to sell your car because you need to find the best way to get your housing. And the person was refusing to sell their car.
Oh wow.
And they were like, well, we gonna get kicked out of here. Can you come get us? That broke my heart to be like,
Yeah, because it don't make sense to.
Oh, you can stop this conversation now. I can't.
No,
I can't,
valid.
I can't.
Like, I'm not selling my
My
car.
wife told me if I had kids, she wouldn't have married me. I said, really? So I gave you 3 anyway. So
Nah, you're stuck.
I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like, and I said this before, a person who has kids should date people who have kids because you can relate to each other. There's more of an understanding in the lifestyle than dating somebody that don't, or looking for someone that don't to help take care of the ones that you do.
I got a question. I got a question with
person
that
you are,
because this is on TikTok. So if you date somebody, you got kids, they got kids, right? And you like this man, this person, can that man raise your kids like his kids?
Right.
And evolve with that. But also,
absolutely,
can he discipline your kids like they're
No.
his kids?
No.
And I think that is incorrect.
I don't think that's not right.
I think that's improper.
I
It's
don't
not
know,
even about it.
because I feel like
It's not about it being right. It's the fact that, and it's gonna sound kind of misogynistic.
I'm talking like
and I don't
marriage.
mean
I'm
it.
not talking
And
about
I don't mean
right.
it.
No
I
boyfriend,
don't mean it to
girlfriend.
sound certain kind of way, but I know for a fact that a woman is not going to let some dude that is not their children father. Half the time they let their children father that don't live in that house discipline their kids a certain type of way.
You met one now.
Yeah,
So
but I think that,
I would just
and I think that because if this is now my house or our houses, and we have built this,
I can't
this
kick your, I
in
can't
this
kick your
business,
kids out though.
in this business, you
Well, your
want
kids can't stay in my house
you want me to raise them up with the principle of God and all these. There comes a consequence to this. So you don't want just the good. No, and now that it's come time, this one now I can't. I mean, you don't want me to lead here.
Valid.
I'm not saying I got to beat him with a brick
Right.
or throw him down a set of stairs, but there's some things that no, you're not going to do here. And if he's going to run to you and be like, "Oh, Mom, he said that's what I said and that's what I meant."
Right.
Especially coming in as, and once again, I'm not just talking about boyfriend girlfriend. I'm in that confined marriage. We decided we've grown.
Yeah.
I know the kids. I know the mom. I know the dad. It's what it is.
Valid.
I mean, me and the father needs to have a conversation and understanding valid if he's present.
Mhm.
Hey, King. Now,
Yeah.
I understand what the paradigm that we have here. Now, how we going? This is how I discipline mine, and if this is what we're gonna do, how we gonna work this out? 'Cause
But
that's a mature
but even for
conversation.
your statement about married, like people with kids should only date people. I know somebody that they had a kid, the person they married had kids, but blending the family
Was heck.
was all kind of hell because it was like I was cool when you was with
My friend.
you was dating my dad, but now you ain't my mom, or the other kid was like, you not my dad. So like the blending of the family isn't always going to be the easiest dynamic, even if even if you have kids and they have kids and you're trying to bring this family together, it's not a guarantee that the blending of the family is going to be completely successful either. And let's just be honest, there's not a lot of guys out here that don't have kids. Like if they it's very rare to meet a single guy with no kids. So to say that, it kind of like lessens the pool for people who don't have kids too, because it's kind of like,
then
or what if
I
a
just
woman?
feel like-
What if a woman is unable to have children and
Right,
she
get out
wants
the deep
kids?
end and come
So
to
it's
the
like,
So
Well, I feel like that's a different scenario though. Like if the person is not able to have kids and they want to date somebody that has kids, so they have that same feeling. I feel like that's a totally different scenario versus someone who they just haven't had kids yet and they want to date somebody who doesn't have kids yet either. Maybe they have the kids together. Okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Like I just think that's a different scenario. And then even as far as having, disciplining, dating someone and y'all both have kids and this person is now disciplining their kids like how they discipline. Wait, hold on. You get what I'm saying? Okay, I feel like that needs to be a full conversation. You need to be figuring that out. I grew up where my mom she dated people that had kids, but we had other issues going on. And so a lot of times the other kids would be favored and then me and my poor brother would be just left out of stuff, or me just by myself was left out and everybody else is, or, and then on the discipline side, it would be the opposite. Like I'm the most disciplined and everybody else is just getting away with murder. So I just feel like it's definitely like a conversation that needs to be going on. But I really do stick to if you don't have kids, you're not sure if you want kids, you need to date somebody who doesn't have kids either. And then from there, you need to figure out if you want kids or not. Does this person want kids? Because if you date somebody who don't want kids, but you gung ho, you want to have kids like that. That's not
gonna work.
that will never work.
It does, honestly, it does. It can, because I actually have a sister, and if she's watching, hey girl, she never wanted kids. She was like, I don't want kids. I am never gonna have kids. And her boyfriend had 2 kids, and they got a kid together now. Like I think, like, I wouldn't say it's so finite, because you don't know what you're walking into until you walk into. Because she was gung ho to never have children, but she met a man and they fell in love. And he's a good guy.
She can be like, oh, I can see.
And they have a daughter, like they have a daughter together now, and she, she's still active in the other 2 kids' life. But it was like, things definitely change. I would just say I wouldn't put those parameters on that, just because like you don't know. Because right now at 40, I don't know if I want kids, because I'm settled. I like my freedom. The fact that I can do whatever I want today and ain't got to find a babysitter, that blesses my life. But if I may meet a man who got kids, and I'd be like, this is the one. I wouldn't put that. That's just me personally. I would just put that parameter, because you don't know who you're designed to fall in love with.
Every relationships
I've
are
dated
situational. They all situational experiences. It all depends on the situation and the experience that was happening in that relationship. You know what I mean? Sure. I was dating a girl with kids, and now she called me dad when she wants something.
I definitely I've dated a few females that had kids in time past. Not to the point where I've had like deep connections and things like that. And I've even been a kid. Wrong button. I've even been a kid in the situation. You know what I'm saying? I was my dad's only child, and she had 3 of her own. You know what I'm saying? And it was a blended family, and me and the kids have a relationship, and I still call her mom. You get what I'm saying? But there was there was no reason, you get what I'm saying, for us to sever a connection. You know what I'm saying? Because they still my brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
Well, we got 9 minutes left.
Listen, we'll be right back, y'all. We're going to go for a quick break. When we get back, inspirational thoughts happening right here on Fire 716. You're locked into Big Frank in the morning.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, a.k.a. D-Belly, a.k.a. your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio, and I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
This is D.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith Hope Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Fire 716, your boy Big Frank. You like to the Big
shooting
Frank
shots.
in the
Come
morning.
on.
My guy Dexter said,
Shooting shots. He said he
don't-
ain't got
You ain't got
none.
no kids. D Money, what's up?
That
with
was
you?
for
That's what
D
he
Money.
said. He said,
He said,
no
I ain't
kids.
got
What's up?
none.
Listen.
What's up?
I don't know.
He said he gonna show up. He said, I know where I'm going.
That was for. She said she don't want nobody with kids.
He
That
said,
was
I ain't
very
got no
directly to D Money
kids.
right there.
Yo, bro,
My
we
Cash
on
App.
Main Street. You know,
My Cash App is $sign Diaja capital
Nope.
C.
What your
turn
No,
off. Dexter,
no.
run. Just go the other
I'm
way,
just
bro.
joking. I'm just being silly. That's great.
Not that's great.
He said he don't have
I
no
have
kids.
no
I
kids.
ain't got no kids. What's
I
up
don't
with
know
you?
what Dexter looks like. I don't know what he
Sure.
about.
Dexter said he
Dexter,
gonna
slide
pull
into
up.
the DM. Let her check
Slide
you
to
out
the
real quick.
DMs.
Shoot your shot, sir.
Camera still on my face.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, Dexter. See what happens. Yeah.
All right, Dexter said,
I don't have no
I'm gonna
kids.
be the next and the last.
It's going down. Let's inspire the people before we get out of here. Give them a word of encouragement. word of something.
Okay, so my word of encouragement is
Be
from
like
Aunt
it.
Carolyn. Expect the minimum from people, expect the most from yourself. So don't this is something I used to get trapped into, was expecting people like to do things even for themselves at a higher degree because I held other people to a higher standard, and then when they didn't, I would get so mad at them. And it's like, you know, everybody's life story is different and what they're going through affects them differently. So just don't expect the most from people. Just expect the minimum. Let them be present. Give them their praises when they do good and stuff like that. But really, you should internalize it for yourself because you are in control of your own life. So whatever it is that you set out to do, you need to do it. Like, and accomplish the things that you say that you're going to do. Don't just say it, be about the action as well. That's my word.
Who's next?
I got some, but it's gonna sound kind of preachy because it's what was said over the pulpit yesterday.
And
that is the Holy. This is about the Holy Spirit, and pretty much what was taught was that we forget that the Holy Spirit is a person. It's not just a thing. And at first glance, when I heard it, I was just like, okay, but upon further review, I was like, oh, that's deep. That's deep right there. That's deep right there. Because treating the Holy Spirit like a thing is like every time you want something, you know, you hit the button, you hit the Holy Spirit button and have an expectation for the gotcha to come down when the ball and you open it up like, oh, okay, whatever you get, you know what I'm saying? But you treat it like, when you treat the Holy Spirit like a person, you create a relationship, you realize that it's more than this thing that you just hit to try to get something. It's something that's trying to lead somebody, that's trying to lead you, somebody that's trying to help you with this, somebody's trying to, you know, have these conversations with you, but you ain't trying to have conversations with it because you're just thinking it's a thing. I don't talk to it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I hit it like a slot machine. I pull the lever and be like, this is what I need. And hope and pray that you get what you need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, treat the Holy Spirit like a person. Don't treat it like a thing. Don't just use it and abuse it.
Jay Sheree?
Dating your age group.
Yeah, there you go.
Stop chasing these 17-year-olds. I'm gonna need you to do better with your life. Make better and seriously, like this is the season to make better life choices that will really further, you know, who you are as a person. What is the point of going back when you can go forward? Just saying.
We'll continue. Go ahead, Kevin. Yeah. Go ahead.
Place your order. Put the petition in for what you want.
Yeah.
Put the petition in for what you want. And if they come in the form of a young whippersnapper,
you going to jail.
You going to hell.
Going to jail.
Follow the voice of the Lord. But
God is going to lead you to somebody.
That is all.
You know, God do different. You know, God. Wait, my child. Get healthy, smooth skin that you love to touch every day.
Lord.
Skin nourishing aloe.
Aggravating.
Fruit extract
So
helps penetrate and moisturize the skin. Simply take care of yourself. This is a season of pouring out from a full cup and not an empty cup. Love on yourself. You have the right to do so. Put yourself first. You have a right to do so. This is not the time to be overwhelmed, just exhausted and pouring out from an empty place. God is filling you up. He is making things smooth. He's making things healthy because this season you're getting ready to pour out from a full place. So look for it. Fire 716 Radio will be back on Wednesday. It's going down. If you want to broadcast your own show and you want to get a place to do your podcast, you can do it right here on Fire 716 Radio. Give me a call, 716-371-1903. Our reach right now, we're probably about 50,000 people. We reach out through this broadcast. If you want to advertise, you can do that as well for $7.16. Give me a call, 716-371-1903. We can make that thing happen right now. I'll holler at y'all. Peace. What's up, fam? It's Frank.
And Tyra. Tune in to Keeping the Fire.
Every Thursday at 6 p.m. right here on Fire 716. Big Frank in the morning on Fire 716.
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dante Miles, aka D Belly, aka your city councilman. I'm here at Fire 716 Radio, and I'm asking you to tune in on Thursdays at 11 on our show, The Vault. We're going to be having some conversations that's super relevant, but very important. And sometimes it may be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to make sure that we get our voices out. Come tune in on Thursdays at 11 a.m. and make sure you download the Fire 716 app. See you then.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here in Jack Faith Hope Club. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time.